Good morning, Wednesday, October the 30th, 2024. I'm starting a new series of videos looking at every box score of a certain baseball player. This video, 1889 season of ED Delahanty. You may ask, why are you covering this guy? He was in the 1880s and 1890s, old school. Something unique about this guy. Did you know that he had a 16-year career and he's in the top 5 all time in career batting average? 346. So that makes me curious. How did he maintain, or how did he finish with a career batting average that high? We know who's number one: Ty Cobb, 366, Roger Hornsby, 358. You got Joe Jackson, 356, even though Jackson's career was cut short because he got suspended and kicked out of baseball because of the 1919 White Sox, but a lot of people call it the Black Sox scandal, gambling. And Jackson supposedly took in $5,000 for the World Series. Can't do that, guy. And his wife said, "Why'd you do that?" And he goes, "I don't know." Kind of poor excuse, right? Joe Jackson hit well in the World Series, but he's number 356. And you got another guy named Lefty O'Doul. He's 349, but he didn't play long enough either. Jackson about 13 years. Dool, I think he was about 10 or 11 years. But then you got this guy, ED Delahanty, 346, and he played 16 years, 1,837 games. Okay, that's a good stretch. It's a barometer to see how you can perform in 1,837 games. He collected 2,597 hits. That's nothing. You can't neglect that. You can't ignore that. 2,597. So almost 2,600 hits in over 1,800 games. That is an average of 1.41 hits per game played. And that, I wrote a book. I looked at all the Hall of Famers and all the baseball players that I could find on Baseball Reference to see who had the highest ratio of hits per game played. I compiled a list. I had over 160 names, and ED Delahanty was number one, 1.41. Because you look at how many hits they got and how many games they played. Delahanty here is about 770 hits more than games played. If you had 1,800 games and you got 1,800 hits, your average is 1.00 hits per game. 1 hit per game, 1,800 hits, 1,800 games. Delahanty, 1,800 plus games, almost 2,600 hits. That's why I'm covering him. Okay? The other guy I found that was up really high on the list of hits per game was a guy named Sam Thompson. He also played in the 1880s and 1890s. He played 15 years, but he only had 1,400 games. But you know what he did in 1,400 games? He got 1,988 hits. Almost 2,000 hits in over 1,400 games. That's 600 more hits per game than games played. His average was 1.41 also. 1.41 hits per game played. Delahanty and Thompson are tied, but I'm going to give the edge to Delahanty because he played more games. He played 400 more games than Thompson. His career average was 331. How about that, huh? So this video, 1889 season of Ed Delahanty, and I want to go through all the years and see how he did it. How did he get to 346? Played until 1903. So each video will cover a certain year. So 1888, he's 21 years old. He's playing for the Philadelphia Phillies. 56 games. The year before, he played 74. So he's just getting his feet wet. They bring him up. Didn't play him as much. 246 at bats, but he gets 72 hits. And that's a 293 average. So not quite 300. 37 runs scored, 13 doubles, 3 triples, 27 RBIs, 19 stolen bases, 14 walks. That's 293, 333 on base, 370 slugging, and only 91 total bases. Okay, so his first 2 years not playing as much. His first year in the league, 228. Second year, 293. So, how did he end up with 346 career batting average? Because he plays over 1,800 games. We're going to have to look at every season and see how he did it. So, just getting started with Ed Delahanty. We'll keep going with him. Next video, 1890 season. Talk to you later. I'm out.